What I'm studying is John 7. And let me read this to you. It says, after this, Jesus went around to Galilee. He did not want to go about in Judea because the Jewish leaders were looking for a way to kill him. But when the Jewish festival of tabernacle was near, Jesus' brothers said to him, leave Galilee and go to Judea so that your disciples may see the works you do. No one who wants to be a public figure acts in secret. Since you are doing these things, show yourself to the world. For even his own brothers did not believe in him. So let's pause right there and let's analyze what's happening here. So his brothers don't believe that he's Messiah at this particular point. And this has a lot of implication for the things that you guys called you to do. There's going to be people in your own family that's not going to believe what God has called you to do. And they're going to put up silly tests for you to prove yourself. And this is what Jesus' brothers was doing. Jesus' brothers was trying to say, hey, you're going to be this big public figure. Why are you hiding here in Galilee? You need to go up to Jerusalem where all the action's at. But they didn't really mean this. They were just trying to just make fun at him. And this is kind of how a family does, especially with brothers and sisters sometimes, right? And so just because your family don't believe in you, it doesn't mean you should follow every piece of advice they give you, because they may not be real advice. Let's keep moving on. Verse 6. Then Jesus told them, my time is not yet here. For you, any time will do. This world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I testify that its works are evil. You go to the festival. I'm not going up to this festival because my time has not fully come. After he said this, he stayed in Galilee. All right, let's pause right here for a second in these set of verses here. Very interesting. Jesus knew that it wasn't his time yet. So he's not going to put himself in intentional danger just to prove a point. Just because God is giving you something to do, it doesn't mean you need to run off recklessly and go do some things. You need to discern the seasons and the times and the place. So Jesus realized that if he went to Jerusalem at this particular point, the Pharisees were going to try to kill him. And so in order for the Pharisees not to kill him yet, he's making a judgment call and says, it's not my time yet to go there, because if I go there, the people are going to be trying to kill me. So I can't go there yet. Let's look at verse 10. However, after his brothers had left the festival, he went also, not publicly, but in secret. Now at the festival, the Jewish leaders were watching for Jesus and asking, where is he? Among the crowds, there were widespread whispering about him. Some said he's a good man. Others replied, no, he deceives the people. But no one would say anything public about him for fear of the leaders. So let's stop right here. So notice what's happening here. Jesus tells his brothers that he's not going to go because the people there are going to try to kill him, right? So he knows that I can't be seen right now in this particular place. And there's some places right now, maybe you shouldn't go with your calling. Maybe there's some places too premature for you to step in and show yourself yet. Because if you step in and show yourself at these particular moments, somebody could snuff out the vision. May not literally kill you, but it could kill the vision if you step into certain spaces too soon. So Jesus knew that his time was not now, right? He said, okay, you guys can go because they're not looking for you, but they're looking for me. There's some more message in here, but we're going to skip over that for another daily word. But I want you to key on the fact that Jesus knew the seasons and the times. He knew not to listen to his family members or his friends who's trying to pull him off path or try to puff him up saying, hey, if you're just big time minister, why don't you go get on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook? You know, all the big time people are here. Why are you here in secret? Why are you at a local church preaching somewhere? Why are you doing your call in this small area right here? Why don't you do it in a bigger way? But notice Jesus said, you know what? My time is not now. Right. And so it's so interesting that he said, let's read that again. Verse 6. My time is not yet. For you, any time will do. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I testify the works are evil. You go to the festival. I'm not going up to this festival because my time has not fully come. Man, notice that he understood the times, the seasons, and the place. If we go back to verse 10, it shows that in verse 10 that he did eventually go up to the festival. But guess what? He went in secret. He's not trying to make a spectacle because now is not the time. When I read this set of scriptures, it realized to me that we need to discern when the time is for our calling. We need to discern when it's time to do some things and not do some things. And that's how we got to be with our calling, constantly hearing the Holy Spirit and not afraid to shift and pivot as the Holy Spirit leads. Just because God has placed something in your heart, it doesn't mean you got to go hard at it directly, full force. But sometimes you need to be stealthy. You need to be in the background until your time is right to step up. And don't be afraid to shift and change. That's kind of what I'm studying today. And that's kind of what I'm meditating on. And I just love how Jesus he understood this is not his time yet. He understood that the people were looking for him. They're looking to kill him. They was looking to do him harm. So he knew that was not the time. I love that about Jesus. That concludes today's daily word, and I pray that it was a blessing to you. Before we wrap up, if the Holy Spirit is speaking to your spirit to partner with Church for Entrepreneurs, go to churchforentrepreneurs.com/partner. And if you want to connect with our ministry more, go to churchforentrepreneurs.com and join our online community. You guys be blessed, and I'll talk to you soon.